right, yeah, right now, don't focus on the left side. This is exercise I want to do after we talk about this 11 things. And yeah, let's go through it quickly. And we can discuss about it later if you want, I guess, more elaboration. So when we say toxic behavior and toxic people, so think about yourself, right? Think about yourself having this, what I'm going to share, or think about people around you who are doing this, right? So emotional abuse, like we know about physical abuse, very easy, right? Somebody's beating you and it's physically abusing you, but this is emotionally abusing. Either people are criticizing you so badly, or making ridiculous statement about you, or bullying you, or insulting you, that is making yourself really, like, you feel really bad, you're crying, or you think about bad things, like a lot of people, like, because they are not able to cope up with emotional abuse, some people think about suicide, right? So anything which is triggering your emotional balance, and the trigger could be because somebody is criticizing you, or they're making fun of you, or they're bullying you, or they're insulting, so that is one of the toxic behavior. Then negative people, you would see, and also even sometimes you yourself can become negative, right? Wherein somebody is always complaining, and really you would see people around you sometimes, when you reflect and see your relation with somebody, and you start noticing it, and that's when your self-awareness will be heightened. Someone who cannot say anything good, they just complain and complain, right? So that really is going to be a toxic behavior. Or somebody who is overly jealous. Yes, all of us are human, right? Even I get jealous sometimes. But jealous all the time, possessive all the time, those are kind of toxic behavior. And then people who are pulling you down, like who are haters, who can see only bad things in you, who can only hate what you're doing, right? So again, that really comes under the toxic behavior. And people who are incapable of self-reflection, right? When you have done something and you are not capable of reflecting, like, hey, what have I done? Is it good? Is it bad? If it is bad, how can I improve? So some people are there who are, or us, right? Who would be like, no, I know everything. I'm right. You are wrong, So that. And then the fifth one is craves attention. So you would see that sometimes some people, everything is all about them, or us. If you start seeing that you are not able to, you know you are always craving attention, everything has to do with you, like you are very happy, like when people are giving you attention. But if the topic becomes, when people are talking about some other person, you're not being present, you're not being happy for them, you're not happy for their for their celebration moment, like somebody got first class within your friend circle, or somebody got a medal, and you're not able to clap, and you're not able to be happy for them, right? Or you are surrounded with people who are not happy for your achievement, then really it is time to think, like, who am I hanging out with? Am I hanging out with people who are nurturing me, or there are just people around me who are just being jealous about my achievement, or not able to celebrate what I am happy about, what I am being happy about, my achievement, right? And gossiping, you would find a lot, right? Like people gossiping, oh, he did this, and I don't know, whatever be it. So when you, or the other people, when you see this behavior, gossiping, it's just not going to lead anywhere, right? And sometimes in some conversation or some people who really mean something, um, when they do something to you, and you are, I guess, you're not sure why they did it, but you are not feeling good about it, instead of going behind that person and gossiping, I would say, like, it's better to um, talk to that other person and say, hey, you said that, and I don't know if I'm interpreting it correctly, right? So whatever be the case. So if you if you see yourself gossiping, then obviously that's a toxic behavior, and you want to catch yourself, right? Oh my God, I'm gossiping, or if you are filled with people who are gossiping, um, it's not going to lead anywhere. It's taking out your time. So think of it that way. Compulsive liars, right? People who lie, um, and sometimes sometimes you can catch yourself also, right? Like, when you don't want to go somewhere, or it could be anything. Oops, I think I went a slide. Okay, so compulsive liars. So you can catch yourself too, that you don't want to go somewhere, and you come up with an excuse, like, you don't have to lie. If you don't want to go somewhere, you can just say that, oh, be polite, be nice, and say that, hey, I will not be able to attend it. And if the other person is not able to respect that, then it is not your problem, right? So you would also catch yourself, um, and also you should be able to understand when people are lying to you, and you would know it. And I'm sure both of you have, seen people do that. Self-pity. So self-pity could really pull you down. And I have had that, like, before, wherein, you are always trying to think that, oh, you're pitying yourself, like, oh my God, nobody is there to understand what I'm going through. This is what I have, and da da da, whatever. So you are pitying yourself, right? Then playing victim. So 8 and 9 kind of goes together. Playing victim, people with victim mentality, as in, when something bad happens, um, then you feel that you are the victim, right? So when you do the self pity and the victim, then actually you can go really low in your emotional level, right? And you don't want to go there. So be aware of 8 and 9. And when you catch yourself doing that, and again, today we are just identifying toxic behavior, but there are a lot of tools, right? Like last time we had People of the World, Christine, wherein she spoke about, like, an immediate way to get out of something negative is action, right? Like run or do something, like make your body have action, right? Physical action, because that does something to our body. So there are different tools we'll discuss later, but it is important for all of us to learn what is a toxic behavior. Okay. Then blame others, pointing fingers. So in many situations, and this is very common, right? You would see in the political scenario of Manipur, where everybody wants to blame the other party or the other person, like, you did this, he did this, she did this, just pointing fingers, right? And very rarely we would see anybody saying, hey, out of all the bad things maybe the person has done, I am very sure that there are more equal, or more, right, good things the other person might have done. So you have to have the ability to bring out, good things too. So this blaming others, pointing fingers. So instead of doing that, thinking like, okay, if a situation has gone back, what can we do? What action can we put to uh, turn that situation, instead of focusing on energy like, oh my God, you did this, you did that, and And in the corporate world, we say like root cause analysis, right? So that's not so much of blaming, but when something bad happened and when you want to learn, right? You want to learn about learn it in future so that you don't repeat it again. So that is a different thing. That's like, you are not trying to point fingers, but you're trying to analyze the situation and learn from that situation so that we don't repeat it again. Okay. Then the last one is avoid pointless argument. Sometimes, and I myself have been in that situation wherein people want to argue with you and you are trying to be right, or the other person is trying to be right. And you just go back and forth, and it's just like, creating negative emotions, and you want to get out of, such arguments. So out of all this, right, this 11 points what I have shared, and again, like, there are a lot of other points, but I felt that these are the main main points. So what I want us to do as a team is catch yourself, right? Catch yourself, and then catch other people. And again, like, sometimes when we know that these are behaviors we want to get away, and you would start to easily see it in yourself or in others, and you would be tempted, like, oh, you're showing toxic behavior, don't do that. So you don't want to do that, right? Not at this point, because just remember that you are learning this in a group, but the other person is not learning this as yet. So you may be thinking that you're sharing a good thing, but the other person may not take it in good light. Right now, when we talk about this, why both of you are taking it with an open heart? Because you came to this forum with the openness that I am here to develop myself, right? I'm here to develop myself so that I can excel and I can be a high performer. So your mind is already open. We cannot go and talk about this to other people who are not there yet. Okay? All
Yeah.
right, good. So what I want to do is, as always, I want to do a short deep breathing, and I want to teach you a new breathing technique. This is something I have learned from Wim Hof, and I don't know if you know about him, but he is a guy who talks about, cold shower. He takes people in the mountains with snows without clothes, and he teaches something like really. It looks crazy, but it's really good. Like, I have been practicing the cold shower, and I really love it. And this is one of the breathing he taught, and I do it. Actually, I do it when I wake up in the morning. So what I want both of you to do is, I'll tell you the technique and you have to do it. But while you are doing the breathing technique, think about those 11 points of toxic behavior, right? What I spoke about, and think about people around you who are there in your close vicinity. And these people, because of their toxic behavior, are impacting you, impacting how you perform, impacting your lifestyle, right? And then also think about the behavior in yourself as you're breathing. So the way